Now, working with clients, I've done this for the past almost 10 years. It's been sometimes very interesting, it's also been a nightmare. Now, it's easy to put out a product, but hard to sell it is another thing, right? So you must be able to sell it to your client, otherwise it's going to be a problem. Okay, so you need to work with client to define the needs, how much of the retention they're going to keep themselves, right? This building is 10 million, I see how you want to do 2 million. You can retain the 8 if something happens, right? And what's the maximum transfer, right, of the optimized prevent allocation, right? So while the rate can be very high, sometimes 4-5% because you pick the highest risk period, right? You don't have to have the high limit, just take a certain limit so that you get enough to at least start operations again somewhere. Coverage, right? I'm usually agreed on the structure. As I mentioned, the structure can be so many different structures. So many, there are multiple types of structures. It's not so straightforward. In Hong Kong, there's the typhoon signal, called signal 8 is severe typhoon, right? So the structure that we used to do in Swiss Re is that only after the second typhoon that has happened. It's a structure, right? It's not the first typhoon. First one, I don't care. Second one, so that's a structure. Or accumulated 3 days of this wind speed for these 3 consecutive days that I made. 1 day, I don't make. These are all structured, right? But this structure must match their loss. So you need to spend time to look at the losses and see how it matches, right? So study correlation as if scenarios and historical losses. I spend a lot of time doing this also. What I do is I get all the losses, right? And I put a structure on top of it. And I go to observe. Now it's 2024. Guess what? 5 years ago, you bought from me 2019, you bought from me, there was a huge typhoon during that time. This would have been a payout if you bought this structure. So you need to actually show it that as if situation, this happens, right? You need to work it out. Maybe you go a few years back, sometimes it's a government that I have to work with 20, 30 years if you bought this government. Now, it sounds very simple, but it also will impact what happens, your rate. Because 10 years ago, the odds of typhoon and now is very different. It's a lot higher, right? So your pricing also must include all the trending. So there's some underwriting here. It's not just 100 divided by 5 or whatever. It's not so straightforward. Right? So that's why you need AI because there's a lot of data involved in this thing. Okay, check the parameters upon inception of the cover. The index is one, then check if the threshold has been triggered. So this is usually done by, of course, the insurer. The client also wants the name for the data. I mean, he must be able to see, right? So you get staff to monitor it and all that. Very simple, right? I mean, the wind is very high, you start checking already, see whether trigger or not. Right? So this has to be done. Right? So response, if threshold is achieved, the pre-agreed payout will be given 2 to 4 weeks. So agreed, it's hit, then the insurance company will actually pay this out.